Hey everybody, it's Deanna, and I have made it clear before on my channel that winter is my least favorite time of year. And it doesn't help that it's not officially winter yet. Mm-mm-mm. Winter does not start officially until the 21st. As this recording today is the 12th of December, so there are 9 days left before winter officially starts. It is my least favorite time of year. I don't like how dark it gets early. I don't like how it's freezing cold. I don't like having to duck and dodge patches of ice on the sidewalk. And I feel so demotivated during winter, I swear. I do. Today I was thinking, because I wanted to get a crock pot, and I was thinking about going to Home Goods to get the crock pot. Then I was thinking, do I really want to deal with people right now, walk through crowded, narrow aisles, and deal with crowds and clutter and everything all over the place? Do I want to deal with that? And do I want to deal with people bringing their kids and their pets? No. So I said I'm going to order it online because the trade-off, the reason why places like Home Goods and TJ Maxx, Ross, Marshalls, etc. are so inexpensive is because of that trade-off. I'm trading having to pay a higher cost. I'm trading that for a lack of convenience, as I mentioned, the crowds, the narrow aisles, the clutter, etc., etc. That's the trade-off. That's why it's so inexpensive. And a few years ago, I was walking down the aisle of a store, and there was a kid throwing a tantrum in Spanish. And I was still learning more Spanish at the time, but I knew what that kid was saying. Mommy! 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 Lo quiero mucho! Mommy! Oh my goodness. And the mother's like this, with her cart, looking like a zombie, completely mentally checked out. I do not want to deal with that, and especially not in winter. Lord have mercy. It's this time of year, I'm crankier. I have less of a sense of humor, and all I want to do is sleep and rest, stay in under all the covers, all my layers of blankets all day, stay in my pajamas all day. I want to watch TV, read a book. I want to have a dandelion coffee or a tea or a hot cocoa. I can still drink cocoa. I just have to drink one that's sugar-free. And I can, what I can do is I can take cocoa powder, unsweetened cocoa powder, and I can make a cocoa out of that. And I can use Splenda to help sweeten it, or something natural to sweeten it. But anyway, I'd rather be doing that. And I've been finding that my mind has been in the clouds lately. I can't think straight. I've been making so many careless mistakes lately because I'm tired. And I feel that, I have been struggling with being tired lately, not getting enough sleep, and being sleep deprived and feeling burned out. But this is something different in winter. It's something completely different. This is a time where we should be relaxing and going through the motions with ease and taking things slowly. But we're not. We're not. Another thing I do not like about winter weather is having to wear all these bulky layers. It feels so heavy. It feels like all this weight is on me. And because I use public transportation and I'm outside a lot waiting for buses and trains and whatnot, I have to wear layers when it gets cold. So I'm very weighed down. I'm very bogged down by heavy winter clothing. Right now I'm layered. I'm wearing this cardigan and I've got a long sleeve shirt under it. I still have my scarf on because I haven't turned the heat on yet, because if I turn my heater on, it's gonna make a loud noise and it's going to be distracting for this video. But as soon as this recording is done, the heat is going on. And that's another thing. My electric bills have been so high because I do not like being cold. And I said, I'll deal. I'll pay the higher bills because I can't stand being cold. Wearing thick robe and being buried under a blanket all day, layers of blankets all day. That's not warm enough for me. In this apartment, they used to have radiators in every room. There's a radiator in my bedroom, the bathroom, the kitchen, living room, etc., etc. And they used to control the heat. But during the 8-letter word that begins with a P and ends with a C that I heard that YouTube does not like, they had contractors in and they were installing wall units. And there were only 2 wall units per apartment. Well, at least 2 in mine. I'm not sure about the other units. 1 in the bedroom and 1 in the living room. So the bathroom would be freezing cold, and I'll have that hot water running because I'm not trying to turn into an ice block while trying to take a shower in winter. And it doesn't circulate much. It does not circulate much. They didn't really think that through. And my neighbors, who have me shaking my head at times, they will open the hallway windows when it's freezing cold outside. And when I see those hallway windows open, I close them right back. Like if I go check my mail or do something like that, and I see those windows open, I close them right back. No good sense. And a few years ago, one of the neighbors, I think it was 30 or 40 degrees out that day. She had her toddler, who I think was maybe about 2 at the time, outside in nothing but a sleeveless dress, no shoes, and barely covered with a flimsy blanket. I said, ella necesita un abrigo, which means she needs a coat. And then she responded in English, no, she doesn't. Unbelievable. Yeah, I've got fog head right now. I can't think straight. I'm so tired and sluggish from the cold weather. And last week it snowed for the first time this season. It snowed. And I ordered new winter boots because my old ones were hanging on by a thread. They were peeling, fraying, the soles were cracking, the uppers were starting to get holes in them. So I definitely need new winter boots. I ordered some online. And they were supposed to be delivered, I think they're supposed to be delivered on the 3rd. Yeah, last Wednesday, the 3rd, which was the day I was working from home. They didn't come until the 5th, which was the day that I, 1, had to go to the office for work, and 2, a day it snowed. So I had to wear the old raggedy winter boots to work. And when I was out that day, I saw a woman wearing Crocs. I saw a woman wearing nice leather riding boots that did not look like they'd be good for snow and slush. And I saw a guy, he had his winter boots in a bag. He was carrying his winter boots in a bag and wearing Nikes. And then I have to catch myself, remember, Miss Howard, what those people are wearing have to do with you? And I have to remember, I can't control what other people do, and what other people do has nothing to do with me. I should pay no mind. If they were to choose to wear those kinds of shoes in winter with snow and slush, that's on them. And with all the layers I was wearing, that I think it was either that day or maybe the day before, I cannot remember. And I'm wearing all these layers, and I was leaving work, and this guy on the street said, like, miss, you look like an Eskimo. And me, I kept walking, staring straight. I did not look at that guy. I did not stop to give him attention, but I said, that's nice, don't care. I kept walking. He got quiet. And I see some people, they look fancy in their winter clothes. They've got the sleek coats, nice hats, and they're wearing nice boots. I like dressing for fashion, but I'm a practical person. I like dressing for function too. So if I have to wear multiple layers to survive the cold, so be it. Or if I have to wear the clunky winter boots, so be it. Now, when I was in my 20s, I lived in Buffalo, I used to teeter around in stiletto heels in winter. Not my finest moment. When I was in my 20s, I was a typical 20-something, doing stuff that made no sense and like trying to be an adult but still mentally a kid. But now when winter is outside, I wear practical winter boots. And I've not worn stilettos in years, folks. And another thing is, I'm getting older. And I say that because it's getting harder to navigate patches of snow and ice on the ground, especially when it gets darker earlier. I can't see if there's any black ice sometimes. And I'm not trying to, oh, goodness gracious. I'm not trying to slip and fall on the ice. Goodness. I am not. So I made a promise to myself that the snow last week, it was gone the next day. It was like it never snowed. It was gone the next day. But I made a promise to myself that if the snow gets really bad, it gets really bad and slushy and icy outside, I'm not going to do those walks like I usually do. Like to walk, there's a bus I sometimes catch to get to work, and to walk from that bus stop to work is about 10 minutes. If there's snow and ice outside, I'm not walking. I'm not navigating slick sidewalks. I am not doing that. So I'd have to risk being late and use the bus and try to get as close to work as much as possible. I am not trying to fall and bust my behind on the ice. Oh, goodness gracious. And that has happened once. I fell and busted my butt. It sucks. I'm sitting there like this. Oh, Lord. Oh my goodness. It is the worst feeling, people. It is. I do not like that. Because I like walking confidently. And I remembered in my video I did earlier this year talking about having to commute in winter weather, I had an affirmation I was saying, I walk confidently and with purpose to keep myself from falling on the ice. That was a bunch of bunk. It was a bunch of bunk. It was, I am never doing that again. And what else? And why are offices always so cold? Every office I've worked at is cold during winter. They don't use the heat half the time. Oh my God. And the place where I currently work, it is freezing in winter. It's freezing in summer too. And it's got a point where my hands and my feet are ice blocks. And people complain about it. And they turned the heat on one day. I'm thinking, finally, yes. And I felt the heat. Ooh, I said, ooh, this heat feels good. Ooh, I love it. Ooh. But the heat was only in one spot. The heat was only in one spot. Goodness gracious. So I got back to my cubicle. I felt like an ice block again. And I've had to, as I said, I had to do the layering thing. Scarf, sweater, long sleeve shirt, tights on under my pants, socks on. And oh my God. And I thought about getting a space heater. But they can tend to blow the power out, and I'm not trying to be responsible for that. I'm not trying to be responsible for that, but I have been looking for something to help give me some extra heat in the office. I saw a heated footstool not footstool. Heated foot warmer. A foot warmer. There we go. Foot warmer. It's a footrest. I was looking for one that uses AC power, but the only ones I can find use USB power. I don't like. I do not want to use my work computer to charge a device like that. I don't. I do not want to use work computers, any work device for personal things. And I don't even my own computer. I don't like using my computer to charge a device. I have this small port that I use to charge my Fitbit, my headphones, and my earbuds if need be. But I'm not using my computer to charge a USB device. I was looking for I needed a new oil diffuser, and I found one at CVS, Halls, and it's supposed to come with a free vial of oil. Now, I have essential oils at home already, so I didn't really need it, but it was missing. Not only that, it only used USB power, so I couldn't, I didn't want to use that, so I took it back. I'm not spending money on junk I don't need and letting it sink like dust. I took it back to the store. And another thing, I also take something else back to CVS. I was overwhelmed one day, and I'm trying to get all these things. I found this wearable blanket. It looks like a hood. It has a hood on top. The hood is too small, and the blanket is very linty. I wrapped it around myself. It looked really cute, and I felt warm. When I took it off, I was covered in lint balls. And I got a pair of slippers too. The boot style slippers, because I have a pair of slippers that are falling apart and I need a new pair. And I thought I grabbed my size. I went to try them on. Oh crap, I got the wrong size. I got small instead of medium. So I had to take those back too. Unbelievable. Trying to stay warm for the weather, and my attempts are futile. But yeah, I definitely want to get something to help keep me warm in the office, because that office can be freezing cold. And no place I've ever worked at turns the heat on or turns it on at a decent temperature. No place I've ever worked at. Don't know what that's about. They're probably trying to save on their electric bills. As I said, I'm willing to pay extra in my apartment to keep myself warm. And I swear, please, no power outages, please, because I'm not trying to freeze in this raggedy apartment. Today, I'd seen a video that Alicia Renice did. She was talking about how we need to slow down during cooler weather. And as I said earlier, yeah, I do. I definitely agree with that. We definitely need to slow down. And she made a good point about how we keep in motion, we keep busy, we keep moving fast in winter. And the human body is not made to move like that in winter. It's not. And she was saying how we should all pause and rest. And I agree. She also said that she does not feel that she could contribute as much when her mind is so bogged down by winter. And I feel the same way. As I mentioned earlier, I've been making a lot more careless mistakes. And I don't know if I really don't know what's been going on with me. Is it my perimenopause? Is it December doldrums? Is it my lack of sleep? Is it my stress, my burnout? Who knows what it is? But all I know is that I've not been functioning at the way. I'm not going to say should. I'm not going to should myself. Should. I said should, people. SHOULD. I did not say the other word. I'm not going to do that to myself. But I've not been as functional lately. Let's say that. I'm not going to say as I should be. I'm just going to say I've not been functional. Because I know I need a vacation. My last vacation was in the summer. So I'm definitely due for one, and I'm taking one at the end of the year. Lord knows I need it. I need to rest and recuperate. I need to slow down during this time of year. Ease up. And people say, you're from Buffalo, you like the snow. Just because I'm from a cold weather city does not mean I like snow. It means I can tolerate snow. It does not mean I like snow. There's a huge difference, folks. Huge difference. I was watching a recording of Beyond the Gates yesterday. It was for the December 11th episode. And at the beginning, they usually show a hometown greeting. And they showed a winterscape of Buffalo. That was nice to see. I said, oh, gee, that looks familiar. I may, as I mentioned in my live, I may get nostalgic for Buffalo sometimes, but I do not want to live there again. If I'm going to keep moving, one, I'm going to keep moving forward, and two, I want to live somewhere that's warmer. Because these cold weathers, that's not it. It's not it for me. I need to, or another thing I want to do, I want to get some nice pajamas to wear. I mean, I have pajamas, but it's not anything I want to wear in a live video. And I do want to make more live videos in the future. And I want to get like those cute pajamas, like a pajama set, long sleeve top, pant and pajama pants. I want to get some cute, big, fuzzy slippers. I want bunny slippers. I was looking for a black owned business that sold slippers, and I put black owned business bunny slippers. They were showing me stiletto bunny slippers for like $200. No. That's not what I'm talking about. Maybe Peg Bunny will wear that. I do want to do a video on Peg in the future because Peg, she embraces not doing a damn thing, not lifting a finger. And she does not feel any shame. And I definitely want to do a video about Peg in the future. We should all strive to be like Peg Bundy. If we feel we're doing too much, think, what would Peg Bundy do? And Katie Seagal is amazing. I love her. She's a great actress and great singer too. But yeah, we all need to slow down. We all need to take a break. If you live in a cold weather environment like I do, have a nice hot drink if you like that. Have a cup of cocoa. Have a cup of coffee. For me, dandelion coffee. Have a cup of tea. If you have a fireplace, let it run. Eat s'mores if you're into that stuff. Have, things that are nice and warm and comforting. A bowl of soup if you like soup. Anything that is warm comfort food. And if you're like me, having diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, find something that works for your diet in moderation, something that's safe for your diet. As I mentioned earlier, I can still make cocoa, but I have to use unsweetened cocoa powder. And I can either use Splenda or a natural sweetener to give it some sweetness. And that's how I can make my cocoa. So, but get those warm blankets. If you like knitting, knit yourself a blanket or a scarf. Get all those blankets, get nice warm pajamas, a nice thick bathrobe, nice thick slippers, whatever it is you need to do to feel warm and cozy during this cold weather. I've been staying at the bus stop and my nose is starting to run, and I'm glad I still wear a mask in public because I can hide the fact that my nose has been running. And then I have to when I get to the office and blow my nose, get the tissue, rub my nose. Lord have mercy. Embarrassing. I'm starting to ramble, and I want to get in my pajamas, take my shower, get in my pajamas, and turn this heat on, folks. But let me tell you, folks, winter is no joke, and I'm going to do my best to get through it as best as I can. That's all I can do. I can't change the temperature of winter. All I can do is do the things I need to keep toasty and warm and comfortable during cold weather. And you should do the same. If you've liked this video and you want to hear more from me, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Take care, folks. Have a good night and enjoy your weekend. Stay warm, everybody. Take care.